I don't know anybody in Texas, but I was like, you look so familiar, and I couldn't figure out why. And we're kind of like figuring out. I go, oh my gosh, you play in the co-ed volleyball league. So I thought that was very interesting, and I ended up getting a listing. But anyway, that I think was later, but that made me think of it. So then the other thing, again, volleyball. I coached my kids at the YMCA, so I was gonna have to be there anyway. I figured I might as well coach, and I enjoyed it. So again, I was just kind of in my element, just being myself. And then I would request to be the parent's friend on Facebook. I did that with every single person I met, no matter where I met them. I would talk to them. Usually it was kids, like parents, that it would happen with. But then I would go home and request to be their friends on Facebook. At first I felt really weird. I didn't like it. I was like, this is so annoying, but whatever, I did it and it worked. So I joined Bunko in the neighborhood. That was one thing that Mary was like, hey, you need to do Bunko. And so after Bunko, then I would request to be their friends. And again, this is people in the neighborhood, so I was already seeing them at school events or sporting events, and now I'm seeing them at Bunko. They know I live in the neighborhood. They see that I'm a real estate agent, so they're starting to kind of put it all together. Again, it's just more about like being seen. I did Camp Gladiator, so I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's basically a workout in the parking lot.
It's a beating.
It's a beating, and that's why I ended up stopping. I stopped because it was just, I was taking a beating on my body because I couldn't do it half-assed. I had to, I'm like, I still got it. No, I don't. And so I was like literally hurting myself. I couldn't walk for days. I'm like, okay. But anyway, I was going with people in my neighborhood, or like they would be there. And so then I built this relationship with them because we're all taking a beating at the same time. And then we just like built this relationship. And again, I've done a lot of deals with these people that were in my neighborhood, but I was in Camp Gladiator with them, and they send me a lot of business, or just built a relationship. But again, I was doing something. I didn't go to Camp Gladiator to get business. I went because I was trying to lose weight and get in shape. And it ended up again, I just was in my, I wasn't going with an intention to I need to sell somebody a house today. I'm gonna go to Camp Gladiator. No, I just was building relationships. Sorry, I sat outside in soccer all weekend long, so I feel like I'm hearing all the sound. You don't hear it. I sound like a person that's oh. Okay. So then the other thing was I put my picture information on the back of my car. That was something that Mary taught me. Sorry, I'm gonna keep doing that. You're
you don't need to do that.
Okay. Well, anyway. But it was a passive way to be like, I'm in real estate. It was a conversation starter. Again, I wasn't like, hi, I'm Jada, I'm a real estate agent. It was like, oh, I see you driving all around. So again, it was just more natural. I added value where I could. I offered to run comps for people in the neighborhood. I still do that. I do that now. I did it in Rosebud a few times, but I did do that, and I do it for Crystal Forest, and it did result in a $1.2 million sale or transaction. It was 2 transactions they sold and bought, and I felt like, well, that was worth it for the next 4 years. I could do it, and even if nothing comes of it. But again, I was meeting people. I would then request to be their friend on Facebook, and then they would see that I'm in real estate. So it's just like this constant. I pretty much do the same thing everywhere I go, or every time I meet somebody. And again, they're like, oh, she just did that for free, and oh, that was really nice of her, and okay, now I'm gonna think of her, I don't know, we'll see. I had some things kind of maybe coming up in Crystal Forest where, because I've done comps, that, so and I have gone on a listing, I didn't get it, but, so we'll see. I made sure I knew everyone was, okay, so since Mary she was a Rosebud specialist, I felt like, okay, I'm gonna take my street, if nothing else. So I actually had a lot of listings on my own street.
As well as the rest of the neighborhood.
Yes, but I'm just saying, so on my street, because they would see my car with my name on the back of it, I made sure, I would talk to them, I would wave at them, I'd see them. And then they would see, oh, she's in real estate. And then I would make sure I'm friends with them on Facebook. I'm not doing all of Rosebud, but I was making sure at least my street knew who I was and what I did for a living. So then Making sure that I do client appreciation events. I really only do Pi Day. I feel like I should. I feel like I should do more. But right now, and well, for the last 10 years, that's all I do. Um, okay, so then the other thing was, and this was very hard for me, but I would make sure that I had to post my new listings but I really didn't have much because I was new. But open houses, sold, and then once I actually started getting awards, I had to force myself to brag about myself on Facebook. And I literally still hate it, but it's something I have to do because, and I'll tell the story about Bunko. So Mary and I were doing Bunko. We happened to be at the same table. And all of a sudden, this girl is talking, and she's like, "Oh, Mary, I saw that you had a listing, and oh, and Russet, and oh, it's so great."
And I was killing it.
You're doing really well in real
Yeah,
estate.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I missed that part. So she's killing it.
You're just killing it.
But I remember I was like closing deals, and I actually
You were killing it. You were
I
killing it.
wasn't killing it, but I was doing some things. But I wasn't posting it on Facebook. But anyway, this girl then all of a sudden goes, "Oh, and Jada, so you don't have anything going on?"
Well, she said, "Are you still in real estate?"
So you're still in real estate, or like the poor Jada. And I'm like, so I look at her like, "Oh my gosh," and she's of course loving it. And so then from then on, I'm like, okay, I have to start posting. I won an award, that I do this, or that I have this, or that my clients are happy, or whatever it is. You kind of have to brag about yourself because nobody else is really going to do it. And then unfortunately, I feel like, and it's proof that if you're not doing it, people don't think you're busy. People don't think you're doing anything. They forget about you, and they're like, "Oh, she's closing houses, and oh, she's listing, oh." And so then they start to see you as somebody that's actually working in real estate. So that I feel like has helped me a ton. It's generated definitely some more business. Things that I think that have helped me succeed, I answer my phone every single time. So I can't tell you how much or how many times people have come to be like, "Oh, my agent never answers their phone. They never," I mean, people are like, they get pissed. And it's just like, they're just shocked that I answer my phone. I mean, every so I have 21. I had a guy that apparently, no, but so he did answer it, I guess, but he was just like, so everybody had some information for me that I needed to get for him. So I got the information. I'm like, I'll call back in about it. So I did. He called me back, which is like, to me was so stupid. But I called him back when I said I was going to call him back, and he was like, "You're like," he's super loyal guy. He's like, "You're going to be the person." Like, obviously, I do a good job for him, but he's like, "I'm super loyal, and you have my business." So since then, I've done about 6 transactions with him and his family. He's recently died, so that was really sad. So again, this kind of goes back to that, but I was always out meeting people, and again, organically for me. I tried doing like chamber. To me, that wasn't for me. Again, I feel like the takeaway is you need to do things that are organic to you and things that you enjoy doing.
Internet.
I didn't touch anything. One thing that helped me when I would meet people is the conversation starters. I would always ask them what they did for a living, because a lot of the times they would then ask me, "Well, what do you do for a living?" Mm-hmm. So it was my way of being like, because it always worked. Or I would say, "Oh, well, where do you live?" And then I would be like, "Oh yeah, I sold a house in that neighborhood. Oh, I was just showing houses in that neighborhood." So that was to me, again, an easy way to start the conversation of me being in real estate. My headshot, I always had it as my profile picture. I know, I mean, again, this goes back to, I feel like sometimes people, whatever, I'll just tell you what I did. Anyway, my headshot was, or my profile picture was my headshot. And I did used to have it where it said Century 21 around it. I don't have that anymore, but you can tell it's a headshot. But anyway, I ended up getting a listing because I was having like a pity party one day, whatever. I was like fat. And I was like, I need to work out. And I wasn't doing anything in real estate. And I'm like, oh. So I saw this like stair stepper on Marketplace. I'm like, I'm gonna go buy that. Well, the chick was like, are you in real estate? She was like, we're actually gonna sell our house. I'm like, and then all of a sudden I got out of the funk. But she saw that I was in real estate. I mean, of course, I don't know. I feel like that doesn't normally happen, you know? But I was like, maybe I need to start selling stuff on Facebook. But anyway, I did actually, now that I think about it, I did do that a lot in Rosebud. They do a lot of like buying and selling on the community page. And I remember meeting a lot of people that way. And then I would request to be their friend on Facebook. And again, it's just more like meeting people because that was, again, I didn't know anybody. Yeah. After that, I stayed in touch. So again, Pi Day, I do text messages and Facebook. Facebook is a big one. Commenting on your client stuff. I know some people are like, oh, I don't want to be friends with my clients on Facebook. Now, again, I watch what I post because I know I'm friends with a lot of my clients. I'm not sitting there going, I'm on this vacation now. And, I'll do it usually maybe after I'm back from my vacation, but I don't want them to know I'm on vacation. I'm usually immediately will request to be their friend on Facebook. So you just kind of got to watch that if you're going to do it. But so I worked hard and I took everything seriously. This just kind of goes back to that was my example of my very first listing. Again, it was a phone duty call on a lot that was never going to sell. So I was determined, to get it done. So I built a relationship with that guy. And it wasn't until then I showed up. And again, he was an attorney. My very first listing was an attorney. And I was crapping my pants. Like, he's going to ask me how long I've done this and how many listings. And I'm going to be like, you're my first dude. Sorry. But trust me, I got this. He never asked me. I totally faked it. And like I said, ended up knowing the wife. But so then the other thing was I put every lead into my database immediately, sent them listings right away. That was my phone duty and my op city. I immediately put them in, and I don't know what you guys all do these days. I'm still Netris, and I still put people in Netris, and I still do it that way. I haven't ventured out, so maybe I need to, but that's what I do, and I could see when they were looking at their listings and what they were liking, and I know that there's new things now, but again, whatever you're going to do, put them in there and just, you can see them and follow up with them and all of that.
So you're saying you add them to your contacts in Netris?
Yes, so I set them up on an auto email in Netris. Yes. So I wouldn't just put them in my Netris as a contact. I would set them up on an auto email so that they would, because usually they're calling in and they're like, hey, I'm in front of this house.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, well, what are you looking for? Or that one's under contract, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And then let me set you up in the auto email. So anytime I was putting someone in there, it was like a win for me, and then now it's like, I would follow up with them, but I would usually do it a couple times. And if they were ignoring me and I could still do that, I'm like, I'll do it a couple times. But I don't have the desire to literally follow up all the time with these or every day with people. Yeah. I just don't. They'll call me if they're interested.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the other thing was I worked rentals and small deals. So I've done probably, I don't even know, 15-ish, 20 maybe rentals. I'm not sure. Once I kind of was thinking about it, I'm like, well, I guess I have done like 15 to 20. Again, they're not a big, you don't get a ton of it, but a ton of money from it, but I'm still doing deals from my rentals. They're either referring me or eventually buying. and then selling. But the one that of course stands out to me is my $30,000 internet lead was again a lot, and he was a Hispanic guy that literally couldn't speak English. He always had to bring his cousin who would translate. And I kept saying, like, are you sure you don't want, like, because Esme at the time, I'm like, are you sure you don't want, like, I have somebody that could translate for you. And he's like, no, I want you. And it was, but I had met him. It wasn't like the very first time he said that. It was I had been working with him for a little bit. But anyway, it was $30,000. It was an internet lead. I was going to have to pay a 30% referral fee on this thing. I worked with him for 3 months. We were traveling an hour and a half east, looking at land at this point. Started off in Venus, close by. Now we are an hour and a half east. At one point I was thinking, I'm like, what the hell am I doing? And I was ready to cut him loose, but I had nothing going on. So I was just kind of like, whatever. But it ended up resulting in 8 deals. So he turned out to be an investor who would buy the houses and then he would rent them out. So it ended up, and then he referred me, was actually the translator cousin. I did the deals for her family as well. And then I was invited to their baptism party, and me and my husband were the only people that spoke English at it. I'm not guaranteed they were all like, who the hell are those people? It's funny. Anyway, so I'm just saying, like, I'm getting bad now where I'll see something and I'm like, oh, I don't have give it the time or whatever. But I need to remember, and this was kind of a good reminder for me, that it's like, even though it's small and you're wasting a lot of time, eventually it'll work out. So I treated everyone the same. You never know the people that you're not connected to. This was another phone duty situation where this guy called in. He was an older gentleman. He literally couldn't hear. And I would repeat the information to him over the phone. And I'm like, okay, it's 111. He's like, whoa, calm down, 1, wait, and whatever. And I'm not for a good 20 minutes, and I'm like,
Was this on phone duty? I
yes,
think I remember.
yes. And I'm like, oh my God. So whatever, after we find out, I'm not kidding, 20 minutes. He calls me when I'm at home. I was like, oh my gosh, it's that guy. But again, I don't have anything going on, I'm just like, hello. I'm always answering my phone, right? Hello. So anyway, we do the same thing over. Finally work it out where we're gonna go meet. So we go meet at this mobile home, like again, nothing crazy, and shows up, it turns out that he's the father-in-law to this guy that is now my investor, who I've done literally 18, maybe more transactions with. But he's like, my son and my daughter-in-law, they work full-time, so I'm just like, I call during the day when they're at work. So that's what it turned out to be. But when the son-in-law showed up and I saw him, I was like, oh, hallelujah. And like we could communicate, and he was normal, I was like, okay. So anyway, so I've been working with him. I mean, I got him very early on, so at least 9.5 years I've been working with him. And we do about 2 transactions a year-ish. What is that? 2, whatever. Yeah. So again, you never know. Most people would have literally ditched that guy because I'm not kidding. He was like senile. It was bad. But it worked out. So this is why I originally had why I think people choose me, but based off of like what people have told me and what my what are they called? Thank you. The reviews or whatever. Yeah, when they say why they chose me, but I'm not pushy or salesy. At least I don't think I am. I'm not. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that. I think I make people feel comfortable. At least that's what they've told me. I can get along with all ages and personalities. I usually can find a common ground, no matter the age or the gender. I usually can find, and I found that myself doing that. I just did an open house yesterday, and I literally could just, I don't know what it is. Somehow I can find a common ground, and you just then go off of that and build a relationship. I'm genuine. I don't try to be someone I'm not. So I'm not out there trying to be Mary Eubanks or Debbie Clinton or Judy McGraw or any, I always think of like Sarah Paget, or I'm not trying to be them, or like a Jared James. I'm not trying to, not that he's in whatever. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. Like, you are either gonna like me or you're not. And I want to attract the people, like, I don't want to be somebody I'm not and then attract somebody and then we don't get along. Like, I don't want to be somebody I'm not, I guess. This is just kind of walking with confidence, even when if I have to fake it. Like, even if I don't know what I'm doing, I literally will fake it. Because you have to have confidence, otherwise people think,
They'll see right through it.
they'll see right there. I guess it's more like listing appointments now. You know, you kind of have to just walk in like you are, you know what you're doing. And of course now I feel that way. Like, I can walk in with confidence because I am confident, but in the beginning, especially my first one, I literally had to fake it. I listen, I don't ask questions, and I don't interrupt. I try to just let it be all about them. I think too many times as salespeople, we just interrupt too much, or we just let them, or we just try to take over. Just let them tell you, and listen. I communicate throughout the whole transaction. A lot of people will tell me, "Oh my gosh, thank you. You communicate so much. You're a great communicator." A lot of people have told me that. But to me, that's so simple and like our job. Like, I'm just like, okay. Or you answer your phone when we call, or you respond right away, or whatever. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. So this is just kind of more on Facebook. I don't usually post anything negative. I try to stay out of political stuff. I think a lot of people will get on Facebook, and even if it's just, oh my God, buyers these days, which I've actually caught myself a couple times like wanting to, and I'm like, nope, don't do it. Just like wanting to vent or wanting to get into the political stuff with like school, I don't know, anything. I stay positive. I don't want to be Debbie Downers, negative Nancy's, anything like that. Because nobody wants that. Like, just stay positive. I'm professional and down to earth. I know I don't seem like it most of the time, but when I'm in front of my clients, although I have sworn, I did swear one time, I said fuck in front of a client, but they actually ended up loving me and it was great. I got scared and then I said, I dropped the F-bomb. Anyway, I always dress professionally when I meet with clients. So I've never showed up to a listing appointment with jeans on, even like with a jacket or anything like that. Now, the very first time I meet them, I'm very professional, but I've kind of, I think I've actually seen a meme where the agent looks all like this and then by closing they look like whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, even like I'll wear this for showings, like when I'm with buyers, I'll do this. Maybe not the very first time I meet them, but I've had people tell me that they didn't go with someone because of the way they dressed. And sometimes, and I know you guys have seen them when you're like doing a showing, some other agent shows up and you're like, I mean, I literally one time was like, who's the agent? He was literally in basketball shorts and a hoodie. I was like, you've got to be kidding me right now. So anyway, I mean, obviously.
I've seen girls like that too in shorts.
Yes, I saw one where she showed up with their kids, and I hope they were like family members, but.
I think down here people expect jeans a lot when you're out showing.
Well, jeans you get, so I wear jeans for showing. I guess I
don't
listing
think they
appointments.
expect you to come in sweats or shorts.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I went to that weird listing appointment I had where the lady wanted us both in there at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the other person, I mean, here I'm packed in a suit, and she had on yoga pants.
Yeah, I remember
Just got
that.
done from workout.
Yeah,
I remember
I'm like,
Yeah, there's no way.
okay.
Yeah, for showings, definitely, like, this is something I would wear. I would wear jeans, but I still would never, like, I keep I'm usually very professional. And, huh?
Oh, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do you. Whatever you guys want to wear, do it. I'm just telling you what I feel I do. Then the last but not least, advice or takeaways, be you. Let things happen organically or with intention. I think people can sense when you're trying to push, add value. I feel like so many times you'll see agents or whoever and that, it doesn't even need to be agents, if people posting on Facebook or whatever, it's like they're doing it, I don't even know, they're just like not even adding any value. And then it becomes like, I have a friend agent in Florida that does this. And now I see her post, I literally don't even look at it anymore. It's just like, what are you doing? Or like, and nobody's commenting, nobody's liking any of her stuff. And I just am like, ugh. But again, I guess you do you, but I just feel like it's not working for her. Anyway, this is just what I recommend. And then be a hustler. Like, if you're looking for business, you just got to get after anything and everything, and take every opportunity, because you never know what it'll lead to. So I was, I guess I'll brag about myself a little bit. So my very first year, I was Rookie of the Year at the office. So I should have got my numbers, but I think I did about 6 or something transactions my first year. But I felt like, for not knowing a single freaking person, I did pretty good. And then since then, every single year, I've grown my business until this year. But just slowly I've grown my business, and I just do it. Like, people will ask me, well, what do you do? Like, what do you do? I think Clark was one of them. Clark and Mackenzie talked about me one time. They're like, I don't know what Jada's doing. I didn't know anybody. What are you guys doing? Or what are you doing? You know, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just would just be seen, do things that I enjoyed, built relationships, and then it just came naturally, I feel like. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not, and go do things that I don't enjoy just to try to get business. So, do you have any questions for me?
I bet this was, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, I bet this was a good refresher for you.
1000%. I was like, damn, I remember that.
The things we still.
I don't do that anymore. Like, I literally will do like these off cities now lately, and I'm like, somebody please take.
I know.
Where I would be like, I'd be driving, and I would be like, trying to get the freaking off city deal. I'm like, I'm gonna end up getting an accident. I'm trying to get stupid internet. Now I'm like, so I definitely was like, I still feel like, and I know what I need to do. Right now, I'm not really involved in anything. Like, I'm doing Pilates now, and I have recently been wearing like Remax stuff, and then we have to put our name up on the whiteboard, so I make sure I put my name up there, because I'm like, hopefully, stuff, and I actually do see my clients there that used to be at Camp Gladiator are now at Pilates, so I'm like, oh my gosh, so now I'm seeing, so again, people that I have the same interests,
It's harder when your kids grow up.
100%. So like,
Not know their
Mary and I have talked about
activities.
this, where I'm just like, I'm gonna have to start doing things. I'm not quite like desperate enough yet, or, because again, I'm a homebody. I don't want to go.
I was telling her, she's having to do that handoff that I needed to do, that I had to do when Maddie graduated from high school, because she was in softball and all of the things, and you see everybody, and you're picking them up, whatever. And now you're not being seen
And I had
anymore.
3 kids versus your 1. I was being seen by a lot of people.
Yeah.
And meeting a lot of people.
And so now she's doing the same thing. The routine I had to go through, like, okay, now I need to get in different things, to be plugged in and to be seen.
Yeah, so it's like my next move is going to be getting involved in stuff, but but again, I feel like I can't do volleyball anymore, because I'll end up breaking my ankle or something stupid. So it's like, I got to do something, and I'm just trying to figure that all out, but anyway.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good job. Very good.
Hey, I'll sidebar to this real quick before I forget about it. Bearded Axe Brewery, there's no beer yet, but, is doing a soft opening. Now, I did not know if one day this week y'all wanted to go either Tuesday or Thursday to get a group together to go.
Are they open right now? Let's go.
You have to reserve it.
Mondays would be good.
I think you did today.
Are you thinking
Yeah.
of lunch?
Yeah, lunch.
Oh, lunch,
Thursday we
okay.
have the training, but it's at 11.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Thursday?
Huh?
Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
Marketing as a service, yeah.
Unless I had the time wrong.
But
Well, I will
tomorrow,
say, because they do call all the time.
yeah, they do mountain time.
You talking about, did you say tomorrow?
I said tomorrow or
I
Thursday.
can't go tomorrow, because that doesn't matter.
I can't do tomorrow either, you know.
Yeah.
11 o'clock on Thursday.
Yeah, that
Right
works.
after the train.
Can I get like a
Yeah.
show of hands real quick so I can go?
11 on Thursday.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, we raising
9,
hands,
10,
I'm sorry.
11.
Me, I can go.
Well,
Okay, Kristen and Hillary will go up there.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Are you free?
Oh, I think Andrea, she
Yeah, I
can
can
do
do
that
that.
too. She didn't have her hand up.
I can do that.
Lauren couldn't make it today, but will you print?
Yeah, she can just have.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, I recorded the training too.
Oh, gosh, I swore a bunch of times.
Only one.
But yeah, that, just your papers would be great
Everybody
for new agents.
Yeah,
That's what I was
they
thinking.
think you were sick if you
Also, I don't think they're
I'll
open.
stop recording now.
They don't have that time.
What up, Lauren and
Yeah,
Krista?
probably most restaurants downtown do close.
I'm not canceling the meeting, I'm just stopping recording.
You should have one that stays open because they get all the business. I know.